Hello, welcome guys. My name is Kwaku-Davise, and I'll be talking about stress, arousal, and anxiety in sport. Okay, definitions of stress. Stress is a stimulus resulting in arousal or a response to a specific situation. Eurostress is a positive form of stress which is an adrenaline rush and provides us energy in active situations. For example, excitement when winning a competition, our body releases large amounts of adrenaline. Distress, distress is opposite of eustress. It is a negative form of stress causing anxiety and grief. For example, losing in the final. In football or in basketball or any sport that has cup matches. Definition of anxiety. Okay, so anxiety is a state of uneasiness and apprehension as about future sorry, as about future uncertainties. There are two types of anxiety, trait and state anxiety. Trait anxiety is an anxiety where the individual appears to be anxious and worried before, during and after at all times and situations. For example, before the game and during, taking a penalty, not being able to do a simple skill because of nerves. The second is state anxiety. State anxiety is a so- temporary mood that is an emotional response to any situation in sport considered threatening. For example, a goal needed to win a football match or one more point needed to win a basketball match. Okay, so causes of stress and anxiety. Many athletes have different stress levels uniquely. There are four main categories that consist on the causes of stress and anxiety. These consist of internal, external, personal, and occupational. Internal. Internal stress is caused by things such as illness, mental factors, not sleeping enough, being too focused on being perfect, and self critical. E.g., for example, a sporting example would be athletes may when an athlete may have worries about playing again after being back from a serious injury. This is an internal cause. So internal basically is just inside of you. External. External stress is caused by the environment, negative interactions, personal events, daily hassles. For example, when fans boo a player from the opposing team, receiving and distributing the ball mainly because people don't like them or just don't like the player or the team. The third is personal. Personal stress can be caused by lifestyle basis and or health and financial issues, which could lead to having stress as well. For example, when in sport, a football club is in debt or bankrupt or no longer can pay players. For example, Rangers. Finally, um, the final factor of causes of stress and anxiety is occupational. Occupational stress can be caused by your job or occupation. For example, um, in a sportswoman or sportsman's perspective, if there was a disagreement or argument between athlete and the coach decides to drop you from the team or not start you in the beginning of a game, this could cause stress because your occupation or your job or role is at stake. So, for example, let's say um, currently Suarez, he uh, he disagrees the fact that he's not playing. Mainly the reason the coach is not probably playing him is because he's not coming to training or he's not taking it serious. He may disagree with this and switch him over with another striker, let's say Sturridge. So because of this, this will bring excuse me, this will cause him stress because his role as a team will be at stake and he'll be fighting for his position as well as Sturridge. Okay. So psychological process. So symptoms of stress and anxiety. Okay. So psychological process. Fight, fright, and flight is when our nervous system reacts to danger. Our sympathetic nervous system releases adrenaline, which gives us energy to be prepared to fight or run, which is flight. For example, because for example, when coming out from a night out and a fight comes towards you, you have a problem with another person. As, as soon as that happens, your body knows that you're in that position, so it gives you adrenaline whether to run away or come against the person and fight. The other factor is the parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system will calm the body down when the stress has passed. This can be useful in sport and reactions. Okay, so the three symptoms of responses. Somatic anxiety is anxiety provoked by bodily symptoms of tensions such as butterflies in the stomach. So these include heart and breathing rate increases, body temperature increases, sweating, and pupils dilate. Cognitive anxiety. Cognitive anxiety is an athlete being provoked by mental concerns or worry. So this includes reduced concentration, um, indecision, loss of enthusiasm, loss of humor, worry, and negative thoughts. Behavioral anxiety. Behavioral anxiety symptoms relate to patterns of behavior. So these include fidgeting, aggression, clumsiness, rapid talking or walking, withdrawn, or even quiet. Okay, so effects of stress or anxiety or anxiety on performance. Because of stress and anxiety in sport, some athletes have a lack of performance and have a low confidence level. This could be because they believe that they will fail a certain task and will avoid future opportunities such as taking the penalty or taking the winning shot in basketball. Furthermore, this leads the individual not doing his or her job properly. For example, making the wrong decision, poor skill execution, or aggressive behavior. So as you can see in the image below, Zidane headbutted a player. This was it back in the 2006 World Cup, um, just out of aggression. Arousal. Okay, so arousal. Arousal is the level of excitement and eagerness to our performance. Arousal can be positive, but yet can be negative and can affect the way we perform. There are three theories under arousal. These are drive theory, inverted U, hypothesis theory, and catastrophe theory. Okay. So the drive theory is the higher the arousal level, the more enhanced and better the performance, but only if the player is experienced and has learned how to control his or her arousal. For example, footballers need high arousal to perform on the pitch and achieve goals in order for their team to win and also succeed in the league if possible. Inverted U hypothesis. Hypothesis theory says that when arousal reaches its optimum point, his or her performance is at its best. Performing under or even over the optimal level of arousal can affect their performance and prevent achieving any goals needed during the course of the game. For example, Zinedine Zidane, a French player, headbutted Marco Materazzi from Italy in the 2006 World Cup final in the chest on the 109th minute of the 2006 World Cup final. Catastrophe theory. The catastrophe theory says that if the athlete is feeling high levels of cognitive anxiety, the player, him or herself, will experience a drop in performance level. The theory believes you will perform at a higher level if you have just a bit of cognitive anxiety because your concentration levels increase. It is only when levels of cognitive anxiety are combined with overexcited levels of arousal levels and decrease dramatically. For example, a golfer who tries too hard, leading to over optimum arousal, will force his shots and make a mistake by missing, taking a bad shot, or not concentrating. Okay, so as we said before, um, about cognitive and somatic arousal. So here are examples. E.g. of two. So for example, an example of high arousal. So line judge calls a foot fault on an important point. You think you may lose the game and become angry. The increased physiological process, heart rate, breathing contribute to mistakes and a drop in performance. An example of low arousal. You are in a match where you are winning easily. You are so confident of the win and relax your efforts. Before performance drops, your opponent catches up and you lose. Performance is best when cognitive arousal is low. Somatic is reasonably high. No negative thoughts, but in a state of physical readiness. So, characteristics of being in the zone. Performance appears effortless and automatic, with the athlete feeling in full control. The attention and concentration of the performer is focused. The execution of the skill brings enjoyment and satisfaction. Heaton's penalty. For example, Heaton's penalty shootout heroics against Crystal Palace clinched Cardiff's place in the final. Out of the zone. An athlete can pick up too much information from the environment um, by easily being distracted. For example, sprint star unable to filter out crowd noises. So a sprinter obviously needs to filter out crowd noises. Need to be internally ready to run the race and do the best they can possible. Ordinary skills seem more difficult than normal. For example, easy putt scoring, or even catching a ball. Even inanimate objects seem to be against you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the stress, arousal, and anxiety PowerPoint, and I hope you enjoyed it.